Hello, good morning everyone. Myself Urezi Rehana, working as a nursing tutor in Knowledge Institute of Nursing. So today in child health nursing, we will learn about cyanotic condition that is defects with decreased pulmonary blood flow. So in that, the condition name is tetralogy of Fallot. So first we will learn about definition of tetralogy of Fallot. So tetralogy of Fallot is a common congenital defect. This defect consists of four defects combinedly which occur due to developmental abnormality of heart during the first 8 weeks of pregnancy period. Okay. So this TOF, it is one of the common congenital disease condition. In this condition, it is combination of four defects. Okay, so trilogy of Fallot is a combination of four defects. We will see which are these four defects, and this TOF develops due to abnormality during the first 8 weeks of pregnancy period. Okay, this is the picture of healthy heart and this is the picture of tetralogy of Fallot. So one by one we will see which are the four defects. So first is ventricular septal defect. So ventricular septal defect, it is an opening between right ventricle and left ventricle. Then next defect is pulmonary stenosis. So it is narrowing of the pulmonary artery which obstruct blood flow from the right ventricle. Then next is overriding of aorta. So actual origination of aorta is from left ventricle, that we all know. But in this condition, aorta origination is situated to the right side of the heart. Okay, so aorta normally originates from the left ventricle, but in this TOF, aorta will originate from the slightly right side of the heart. Then next defect is right ventricular hypertrophy. So it occurs because of obstruction in the pulmonary artery and blood cannot pass easily. Okay, so as we have seen that pulmonary stenosis is present, so blood cannot pass easily into the pulmonary artery. So this will lead to the right ventricular hypertrophy. So these are the four defects that is a combination of these four defects is called as tetralogy of Fallot. So the four defects are VSD, pulmonary stenosis, overriding of aorta, and right ventricular hypertrophy. Okay, this is the picture of tetralogy of Fallot condition. Okay, so firstly, VSD will be present. Okay, that is opening between lower two chambers. Then pulmonary stenosis, that is narrowing or thickening of the pulmonary valve. Then third effect is overriding of the aorta. Okay, so aorta will originate from slightly right side of the heart, and last is right ventricular hypertrophy. So because of pulmonary stenosis, this will lead to right ventricular hypertrophy. Incidence is it is about 5 to 10% of all congenital heart disease. Then next is pathophysiology. So in TOF, the deoxygenated blood flows towards the left ventricle through the VSD and due to the pulmonary stenosis. So what happens in tetralogy of Fallot? So the deoxygenated blood first comes from the inferior vena cava and the superior vena cava to the right atrium. Then from right atrium it enters into the right ventricle. Then as we have seen that pulmonary stenosis is present and ventricular septal defect is also present. So blood will go towards the left ventricle. So there will be mixing of the blood and this will lead to cyanosis. It represents the right to left shunt. Okay, so in TOF, as the blood goes from right ventricle to the left ventricle, so it represents the right to left shunt. So this mixed blood enters into the aorta and leads to cyanosis. So from left ventricle, as there will be mixed blood, so this mixed blood is supplied to aorta to the all body parts. So this will lead to cyanosis. Next is the hemodynamic condition depends on the degree of pulmonary stenosis, size of VMP, and pulmonary and systemic resistance to flow. So this hemodynamic condition, so this depends on degree of pulmonary stenosis. Then size of VSD, whether the VSD ventricular septal defect is small or large. Then also it depends on pulmonary and systemic resistance. So because the VSD is usually large, so pressure may be equal in the right and left ventricle. So if VSD is large, so pressure will be equal in both the ventricle, that is right ventricle and left ventricle. So shunt direction depends on the difference between pulmonary and systemic vascular resistance. So as we have seen earlier that the shunt is from right to left. Okay, so again there it is Third, like that the direction of the surge will depend on the difference between pulmonary resistance and the systemic vascular resistance. So if pulmonary vascular resistance is higher than systemic resistance, then the shunt is from right to left, okay? And if systemic resistance is higher than pulmonary resistance, then the shunt is from left to right. So pulmonary stenosis decreases blood flow to the lungs and it decreases the amount of oxygenated blood which return to the left side of the heart. Okay, so because pulmonary stenosis is present, so less amount of blood is supplied to the lungs. So because of this, low amount of blood will be there in the left side of the heart. So less amount of blood is supplied to the body parts. According to position of aorta, blood flow from both ventricles may be distributed to systemic circulation and this will lead to cyanosis. So in four defects, we have seen one defect, that is overriding of aorta. So as aorta is on slightly right side of the heart, so the blood will distributed to the aorta from both these ventricles, that is right ventricle and left ventricle. So this will lead to cyanosis. Okay, next is clinical manifestations. So it depends on the size of VSD and pulmonary obstruction. So blue color of skin, lips and nail birds occurs while crying or feeding. So whenever baby is crying or doing breastfeeding, so at that time we can see the color of the skin, the lips and nail birds will be blue. Then dyspnea with exertion, then acute episodes of cyanosis and hypoxia, which is known as blue spells or dead spells. So the patient will get the episodes, acute episodes of cyanosis and hypoxia. So this is called as blue spells or dead spells. This is the picture of dead spells or blue spells. Then child may have cool or clammy skin. Okay, so whenever we are touching the skin of the patient who is having tetralogy of Fallot, so that skin is cool. Okay, and clammy means sweaty. Okay, then sometimes loss of consciousness can occur. So sometimes the patient may become unconscious. Child remain in lying down or squatting position, which is more comfortable for child. So those children who are having TOF, so that child likes to remain in lying down position. Otherwise, they always stays in squatting position. Then at the age of 2 year child may develop clubbing. Okay, so when the child gets 2 year, okay, so at that time we can see that clubbing of fingers. Then child at risk of emboli or seizure. Emboli means artery gets blocked or seizure can be developed. If anoxic spell is severe, then that may also occur. So further we have seen that spells. So if that spells are very severe, so the child may get the death. Diagnostic evaluation. So diagnostic based at history taking, physical examination, echocardiogram, chest X-ray, ECG, and cardiac catheterization. Now management of chronology of Fallot. So first we will see medical management. So child should be treated for cyanosis and hypoxic spells. Then treatment of dehydration and anemia. Then we have to provide oxygen therapy. Then place the baby in the chest position to treat hypoxic spells. Then we have to provide IV fluids, then provide IV administration of vasopressors such as methoxamine. Then prostaglandin E is given IV, that is intravenously, for severe tetralogy of Fallot. Then treatment of acidosis. Now surgical management. So surgical management in that first is palliative son. So this is used for infants who cannot undergo primary repair. Okay. So those who cannot go total repair, for them the surgery is palliative surgery. So in this palliative procedure to increase pulmonary blood flow and increase oxygen saturation may be performed. So as we have seen in the condition that pulmonary blood flow gets reduced. Okay. So to increase the pulmonary blood flow, we are doing the palliative procedure. So the preferred procedure is Blalock-Cushing or modified Blalock-Cushing shunt. So this shunt provides blood flow to the pulmonary artery from the left or right subclavian artery. Okay. So this is the picture of modified Blalock-Cushing shunt. In that shunt is created between aorta, that is subclavian artery, and pulmonary artery. Then next is complete repair. So complete repair or elective surgery. So complete repair involves closure of the VSD and resection of the infundibular stenosis with a pericardial patch to enlarge right ventricular outflow tract. Okay, in complete repair what we are doing, that whatever defects are present, that we are treating. So as VSD is present, so we are closing the VSD. Then this procedure requires a median sternotomy and use of cardiopulmonary bypass. So for complete repair, we go for median sternotomy, means incision is put on the central of the sternum, and we are doing this procedure by the use of cardiopulmonary bypass. Complications of tetralogy of Fallot are: first is hypoxic spells or tight spells. Then after surgery, there is sudden death of child due to cardiac arrhythmias and surgical heart block and congestive heart failure. Prognosis is: post-operative mortality rate for complete correction of TOF is about less than 5%. So, post-operative means after surgery, the death rate of child is less than 5%. So this was all about tetralogy of Fallot. I hope that you all understood. So thank you and keep watching my video.